Virgo, Booyakashan, how you getting on? Good anger. How are you? Okay, so I'm back off my travels. It's early in the morning, but I've got a lot of readings to get through, so I thought I would start now. So, what a good place to start, right? Which is at the beginning. So some of you could be at the beginning of something. You could be at the beginning of working on something. So let's have a look anyway. So this is for the last half of April, so the 15th until the 30th. Okay, so there's one thing that I'm going to start to implement into the readings, okay, is the advice in general. Tarot cards, okay, they are an advice system. They are. It's a game. It was known as a game, but it's the game of life. So it is an advice system. It is a very good tool, okay, of giving you, because I'm stating this because I get a lot of blame also from people. Not saying you, Virgo, individually, but tarot is an advice system. It gives you a heads up of what could be coming up in the future or for this indicative of this time period, okay? But in life in general, things need working on, okay? So as an advice system of tarot, it gives you a heads up of something that you can look at and change about yourself or about family situations or about your partnership that you're in with someone, okay? But it is an advice system and everything can always be changed within time, okay? And it can also be changed within the energy that you can alter yourself because of having free will. So basically it is just an advice system of giving you a heads up of something that you can work on and change, okay? Because you can change time and you can change your energy. You can work with it and learn to go with the flow of it, and that's why it's just an advice system. Now the channeler and the person that channels the messages, and the reason why you find me and why you subscribe to me or any other channel, it's because it's what I'm channeling through the messages of my energy source, okay? So you find that within divine timing because it's law of attraction, okay? So then if some people, for instance, they blame a channeler for channeling the messages that they're giving out, if you have that, what I'm giving out, if you blame something in life, what you put out is what you get back, okay? So confusion and drama, okay? So I'm trying to get people to understand that when I give over messages, that's just the messages and how I channel messages. And a lot of people, this is no way near me trying to promote anything, but a lot of people, they get the first piece of advice and they start to blame the channeler, and they've not even ordered the extended reading to see how that fits in with everything and see how it all plays out and the advice that's given over on the other side on Vimeo, and they just take that bit and then they blame a channel or they blame something because it's not what they want to hear. But the hardest thing to ever hear sometimes is the truth, you know? And people should know me as that I just give over messages, but I also am a guide and I try to help people out of situations to understand that energy can be changed and you can work with it, okay? So that's the gift of having to be a Pisces, which is the opposite sign to Virgo, right? So if a Pisces ever needs good advice, they go to a Virgo. If Virgo ever needs good advice, normally they go to a Pisces. It's just part of a chain of something being opposite, okay? So we're pretty much sticking with the same circumstance of what I've been doing over the last month, okay? But this is your bi-weekly, so it will be in your bi-weekly folder. It's £3 or $4 to see the rest of the reading, or still an option of buying it all for $19 or £15, and that will give you access for 3 months of everything there, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus and your partner that you can look at, and also obviously all the bonus material that I will put in those folders, and it gives people an opportunity to watch everything, okay? So that's why that's there, because it works out a lot cheaper over a period of time. But now I'm putting in the question over there is what is going on in your partner's life, or in whoever it is in your energy field that you're wanting to know about, okay, in your mind, asking the question what is going on in their life. So that will give you a little bit of advice of adding it to this too, and you'll see where it'll break down, because some of the cards come out the same, so it'll break it down so you can work that out, obviously, okay? But then I also asked the feeling of how they're feeling, thinking and feeling about you, okay? So then you can also hopefully break that down and work it out through how I clarify everything also. So you get a lot more over on the other side for the small amount of money that I think that's kind of charged in order for you to see that. Okay, so we're going to go on with, so this is obviously, so this is for the 15th until the 30th of this month, okay, which is April. So the karma card, so this is the first impressions and the self, the appearance and the leadership. Okay, so healing, pretty much. This is like a resting kind of feeling, trying to rest. You could sometimes, or as an advice card for karma, okay, this may be that you need to slow down, maybe, you know, slow down. It might be that you've got a lot on your plate and that you're kind of trying to do many different things, and that if it's to do with love, you're trying to heal from that, okay? But it's also generally rest. You're trying to rest from something, but also as a karma card and the appearance card, someone might be appearing you as that you need to slow down and take a rest, okay? Now this could be you and what you're seeing your partner as, or your partner could be seeing that the first impression that they have of you is that the fact that you just need to slow down a little and take a rest. Now this could be you thinking this about your partner, or people at home, or people in general. Slow down and just take a rest and take a breather. You have to breathe and center yourself, okay, in order for clarification to come in, by aligning all your chakras together in order for them to open up. Because, you know, what you put out is what you get back. If your mind's confused and it's not a rested state, you will manifest things into confusion of where things will be out of control, basically, okay? I'm going to do a video on that, because that's part of manifesting. Okay, so this is you, so this is how they see you, or you see them. So this is, I mean, this is also working hard, but this can also be someone that's like ill, maybe, like, not mentally ill, sorry, but it's someone that's ill, that has a cold or something like that, maybe, okay? But this is, you know, being left out in the cold, probably feeling left out, or like isolated, like, I mean, there's ice there, but like feeling isolated, because both of these cards together can mean like isolation, like I just need to rest and take some time out to recuperate. So I feel a little bit isolated and separated maybe from my partner, okay? Now how they see you or you see them is pretty much like that. Is the fact that they're probably seeing the fact that you may need to take a rest and that you might be isolating yourself for a specific reason. Now this is also a card of working on something, because it's Pentacles, so it might mean that you're working on a project to do with home, or that you're trying to build up your finances. Okay, you're waiting for something to come in, but you're just working. It's pretty much how they're seeing you, you know, that you're probably leaving them out in the cold a little, or that you're working on something individually, and that you're pretty much probably making them feel that they're left out in the cold. Or this can be them, you know, this can feel, you may be feeling that you're left out in the cold by something that they're not telling you, or something, you know. We'll see how the rest of the cards play out. This is what I'm saying. These cards is when I start to channel and everything starts to come into fruition, and I break it all down. I'm like, that's what that is for you. But a lot of people, they don't order that and they just blame me. Not saying you, Virgo, but just different people. But generally, slowing down and may see you, that you're leaving them out of a project that you're probably invested in, or if it's to do with love, it's pretty much saying that they feel separated from you. Okay, so now you've got the Three of Pentacles, so you've gone from the 5 back to the 3, which is working on things. So this is also like a project, so you could be interested in art or working on something at home. You know, I mean, there's 3 people in this kind of card, so that's why sometimes, you know what I say about past life, next life, this life, centering the self, going through all that. But this is like working on something, trying to create something. It can be artistic. Can be poetry, can be writing, can be painting, can be scribing, can be anything like that. But you've gone from the 5 to the 3, so you've gone to pretty much feeling left out in the cold, but then working on it together with your partner. So this is how you're communicating, but also family. So if it's to do with family, you're probably working, or they are, on something to do with their family, okay, because it's the 3rd house. So it's communication, but also family. So if it's to do with your love partner, they're probably working on something with their family, and that could be why you're feeling a little bit separated from it. And this is when you then go on to your healing projects or stuff that make you feel relaxed, okay? Because this can just be like a relaxing feeling. a relaxing feeling. So it can be that they're working on something with their family or internally on themselves, and you've been communicating about that, okay? If it's to do with family, you could be communicating, or they can be with 2 other people that are in their life, okay? And then you're probably working on yourself, can be, just as one card. They're communicating with their family, and that gives you time in order to do things that you like, which is like probably, I don't know, painting or writing, doing anything that's artistic. You can see this guy here is artistic, okay? I don't know why I just heard autistic. Some of you may have children that may suffer from autism, maybe. I don't know why I heard autistic. I'm not really sure, but that may be just a message for some. Please don't blame me, that's just kind of what I'm hearing. But yeah, working on something, but you're communicating about working together again. Okay, so there you go, there it is. So there's the communication, and also travel. So some of you might want to travel, but this is also, this is Steve's most important card in the deck. If you do not have communication, this is open source of communication, there's no one in it, okay, it's an 8. This is how I talk with people and how I communicate with people openly. Okay, you have to be open to receive something. If you're not, and you're blocked and you're guarded, you won't receive anything good or anything bad, so it won't flow through you like energy current, like money, finances, jobs, talking with people, opening up. If you can't remain open, you're not going to learn anything about yourself. 8 of 8, universal energy of 8, okay, 8. 7 is where you align yourself with the truth of yourself, aligning your chakras. 8 is the universal energy of energy. Very important to understand, and my most important card in the deck, and it's not Major Arcana. But to me, this is the most important thing, because this is where you work on things. If you're blocked and you can't talk and you don't talk and you remain like stuck, you'll remain stuck in life altogether, because life is about communication and travel, right? Everything is about communication and travel. How we have to communicate with the world and work on things with partners. You know, if you don't work on things with your partner, then you have to ask yourself, well, what's the point, you know? So the ship that you're in, this is the communicating, and this is the foundation of the relationship that it's built on, which which is kind of like could be blocked, maybe. It could be blocked, but as general advice, this is what's needed. It's like something to do with travelling and communicating, that if you really want to work on things, then you need to let each other know where you're at. Now, if a lot of you are in this bowl of soup of this third party kind of stuff, I'm trying to get off that, because it doesn't always mean it. If it is, that might be what you're communicating about. But I'm kind of coming across this as more as family kind of stuff, you know. You might be communicating with your family about working on things together more now, because you may feel separated from your family, you or them, vice versa. That they may feel abandoned by, I don't know, children, or may feel abandoned by you, or something to do around that they may feel separated from them, and that they travel and trying to communicate and work with them, and that may be as a mirror, how you're mirroring one another, of feeling probably separated and abandoned from that, and that may be why that you and them also need to take a break and a rest and actually communicate honestly about working together as a unit of a bond of trust. Trusting bond, this is a trusting bond also. So you trust one another, and that's the ship that you're in. So whatever is in your life, that's where you need to open up and express your fears, and your fears of abandonment, if that is part of it, to open up and actually communicate with one another honestly, in order to ignite the passion back into the relationship. Now, this may be someone that you're interested in. It doesn't have to be a star sign, but this is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, can be parts of anybody's chart, but as a general card, it's not a star sign, it just means passion. Putting the passion and the leadership back into a project. So if it's a project, because this is also a project, Someone may see you as a project, or you them, or pretty much a project that you're working on, okay? And this is fire and passion. This is feeling fiery and passionate about it and going all in. So if it's to do with your love, this is pretty much what I was saying through channeling, putting the love and the spark back in it. And something that I wrote, which was that you should all know by now, is that I don't believe in the perfect match. I believe in the spark that created it, source, and also someone very intelligent that creates the spark, okay, which is all of us, the spark of interest. We're all cut from the same cloth and we all learn about dark and light, okay? But finding the passion back into a relationship is something that you're trying to work on and to try and communicate about, okay? Because you've gone from the 5th house, which is the expression, the passion of drama, which is the 5th house. So things could be a little bit dramatic and confusing, but really, this is where the 5th house, so it's, like I've said, it's the passion, the expression, trying to express passion. If it is, and it's artistic wise, being, you know, into art or crafts, putting the passion in it and feeling interested in it, okay? If it's the relationship, also, that's also the advice of you're trying to put the passion back into whatever it is, family dynamic or whatever you're interested in, okay? Now this is where things change, and that if you want to see the rest of the reading for £3 or $4 or the buy all option, this is where things change. Once I do these cards and add it, it will tell me all of the story that adds to this, that will give you even more advice and seeing what's come up that you can either avoid or that you can work on. But it'll also tell you, like I said, with that is what is going on in their life, so you know, okay? So you know, so you can work on it if you want to. But also how they feel. So that'll also give you more information on how you can work on things. All right, guys? But we will look over at the overall energy there, okay? And then we will look over at these cards. And like I said, I will do the rest of the reading that'll hopefully help you out of any situation that you're in as advice. Also, that I'll also give you. But if you want a private reading, I do have time and space in order to fill some of those up. So if you want that, it may be completely different for you and you may have a different circumstance that you want help with. But there is an email in the description. You can send me an email and then I can set up some kind of reading for you, or Skype call, or tarot reading, or something that is good for you in order to, that you want to know about. Okay? Alright guys, so I'll hopefully see you over on Vimeo, and I'll see you there. Peace.